Welcome back to the Skill
Welcome.
Builder.
Week 77.
77 weeks of this nonsense.
77. Check
I'm over
in
it.
where you're coming, where you're watching from, and how excited you are for me to tear Matt apart about this week.
Oh, Josh.
Can I tell you the roller coaster of emotions that I've gone through?
No.
Just today. Because
Just give me a second here. You were way out of sync. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Okay, go ahead.
Roller coaster. Son of a...
What are you going to say?
Started off with like a disappointment because I was like, oh man, Matt had a pretty good week this week. No, I wasn't disappointed about that at all. But then I was reading. I read through all the comments on my video, and I read through all of yours because there's interesting comments that happen on both sides.
All right, let's hear
and some gentleman in there was just like, so Matt, where'd you find that ESC for $50? And I was like, oh yes. Because I went and checked and I saw the ESC price. It was higher. And then I was like, yes. And then I went to your video description. I clicked the link, $50. Just up and then down. But then I realized something.
Go for it.
You used the link to the combination that didn't include the Bluetooth module.
Oh, I didn't.
Your combo, $64.99, sir.
Interesting. Okay, well, guess what? I got news for you.
Cheater.
Nope, not at all. Not in the slightest.
What?
I bought the combo. It comes with everything.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Cheater.
I'll tell you why.
You can't just take and like split it up in
total. What's the total of that combo? It's $100.
No, that's not how this works. You can't say.
Yeah. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, sorry. So all of a sudden you've got a problem with the rules?
That's not. You can't buy it for the. You're like, I bought it for this much. No, you didn't.
I've got a bone to pick with you, by the way.
You're a cheat.
Oh, wow. How does it feel? Josh, to have the rules interpreted in a way that you don't like? Is this how this game works? This is how it works for you, I guess. So, like, rules for you, no rules for me.
I have not tried. This is not an interpretation of the rules that I've ever seen.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's too bad for you. Yeah, pot, meat, kettle. In terms of emotions, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
How much were all the materials that you cut up and then ultimately didn't use?
If you're not just like you said, didn't use. If you don't use it, I don't just start counting the costs of things in the background of your video.
Well, I'm just going to show you how to cut it out of this plastic. Then, not going to use that. Here's some aluminum. I'm also not going to use that. You got a part right there, pal.
That's
using it.
This is a tool. Just tools don't count. This was a tool of demonstrations, sir. If I'm using it as a tool, we don't count the cost of tools. A demonstration tool, an educational piece, an item to further your understanding.
This Bluetooth module is an educational object. Because next week, obviously, the motor is coming in.
I'm gonna use this as a hammer. Okay.
You're ding dong.
Like Jesse, it's a flathead screwdriver.
Wait, who's a tool? That's from Oni. Thank you, Oni. It's a good job. Postage wasn't part of the budget. Yeah, that's true, Robbie. I would be screwed if that were the case.
We always, yes, that is always.
What about? Yeah, exactly. Those 3 fancy water bottles. Surely those cost something too.
Oh my goodness.
All
Thank you,
right,
Gordon
I'll tell
Cool.
you
No
what though.
question. Let me know if you have a question. And thank you to Oath Keeper. I'm on your side, Josh. But if you're if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. Some of us
See, I
just are good
finally.
at cheating.
Well, yeah, I'd say that if you're good at cheating, you're generally horrible at life. All things considered, though, this was a great week. It was pretty exciting. That chassis that you designed is really cool. And if I wasn't already locked into what I've done, I think I would build one of those.
I'll send you another one. You can use it for something else.
Send me the carbon fiber one.
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
So this was my test bed platform that I.
Don't even show me that. Don't even
This was
show
the
me.
this was the deadbolt that I had to go buy so that I could test all of this design. Because I couldn't use the other Betty because it's stock. So I was like, I'm just gonna go buy another one. So
Stabby Josh, I could educate you on the Bluetooth, but this isn't part of this ESC
it's
yet.
yeah. But if you're teaching, I guess possibly it would be a tool. Ben says, "Where's the carbon fiber file?" Ben, I will send you the. I can either send you the G code, I can send you the DX, whatever you want.
Whatever you want. He's got it all.
Perfect.
Blue Dooley said, if you're good at cheating, you don't get caught.
See,
So
you're
we're
getting
both
caught.
horrible at it. Dude, you wrote the book on getting caught at cheating. Yeah, Josh is up to $2,000 on his budget so far.
You can have things as a demonstrate. I mean, I had actual aftermarket carbon fiber frame rails that I was going to show as another option, and I ran out of time.
Unbelievable. You buy all of these things and then you don't use them.
Some
Everything that I've purchased, I'm going to use. I haven't shown a single thing that's been like, here's an example of a thing you can buy that's not part of this budget.
I like to show it because it's just like not. It's like it shows that I'm versed. Like I have other options. This is the one I choose. This is why this is the best. Your credibility is just it's questionable at times.
Your credibility. Yes, that's correct. I think the majority of people understand that this is all part of the fun of this. And
Yeah.
the two of us having this right now, I don't really care. I don't care what he does. I don't. It's just like he doesn't really care what I'm doing.
Right. The whole thing is that it is so the Honcho budget build, and the TRX4 Sport budget build, those trucks, we probably could have taken them both out, and mine would have still performed better, just because, but they were very close.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, in terms of the actual breakdown. Did you do the portal delete as well?
I did not,
Okay.
but
Right.
and
So
I did like
there's a strong
overdrive.
likelihood yours would have been better than mine.
Right. But
Because gearing on that, you
not
got to
ideal.
get it pretty low. Not ideal.
But
Not
I
ideal.
bet you could have got it to up somewhere around 60 miles an hour.
So, well, yeah, I think given enough time and rollout, it probably could have gotten pretty fast.
Perry G, thank you. Girls, don't argue. You're both pretty. And Isogen, when are you putting in the scale truck nuts?
Is that a thing again?
I mean,
People making that a thing?
why not? Sometimes, right?
Why not? Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly just busting each other's balls. It's what friends do. We totally get it and are entertained. Excellent. Good. Josh has a 1-to-1 budget for a 1/24th scale build. By the end of this build series, Josh will have invested $36,000. You have to care. There should be a Scaly Award to the winner of this and based on fans' opinion. Yeah, Josh is just going to put a 3 on the side, though.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
Right.
should.
I'll
I should
put truck nuts, a stack, a number 3, and
sound kit.
100mm shocks somehow, and Scott Oblander, thank you. Love Matt. But does the truck have to be running at the end of the video? That's a great. My truck fully functional after every single week.
Oh, that's great. I don't care about that.
We even had to adjust the schedule for Matt.
Yes, because originally we were going to do a running video last week, and
you're like,
that wouldn't have happened.
What if we didn't do that? Like,
I was like, yeah, do we need to do that though? It feels like a waste of time, if I'm honest. Sam's Garage, thanks for the Australian $211 reduce. Much appreciated. Always like having you on the show. Josh could have bought Nicole 4 new tires for the cost he's put into his SCX-24.
The Jeep has new tires. Thank you.
That's a real bone of contention for you. You don't like to hear people give you a hard time about the tires on your
I've fixed
presumably love of your life.
She just doesn't go that far all that often. So I was just like, you're fine. It's a slow leak.
Don't worry about it.
I'll fill it once a week. You're fine. Fine, got new tires.
Take it easy. Cody Oscar David, thanks for the $9.99. Love you long time. A lot of people do. Question about tips for cutting holes in a Mojave bed for shock towers.
Oh,
that's tough. I have a hard time with that because you got to line it up just right in order to make it fit over exactly that spot. The best advice I can give you is to take off the shock towers, but mark on the frame where they are. And then you can start cutting in that kind of area around there. That would be the best choice for me. Yeah, you can use a Dremel for that as well. Those Dremels, they get away from me though.
I will say that the plastic cutting that I did, there is witnesses of maybe a little bit too many RPMs. It's not super. I didn't do many close-ups on it in this week's video.
Well, you weren't ever really going to use it anyway, so.
But I needed to show that but I even went through and made the aluminum one. So
that's good. Good for you. Did you make 2 of them?
No. It was a tool, sir.
What a waste of material. People were telling me in the comments that I can still use this as the receiver.
Yeah, there's a throttle output on it.
Yep, there is. So I may in fact do that. I haven't quite yet decided.
I'll show you in next week's video how you can take and cut that board in half so that you only use the receiver part. Watch for more tips.
I think that's not a thing.
It's totally possible. Paul Megler, thank you for showing the different possible options, just in case people don't want to follow exactly as you have done. He didn't. Okay, over there. This, that way.
It's pretty good. I like that. Hey, you know what? Maybe if you want to use like one side carbon fiber and the other side plastic, you could totally do that too. And then you've got a little of the best of both worlds, and you're saving money. RC Dave charged up. Thanks for the $4.99. Think about it. He cheated his way to 50,000 subs by telling everyone to sub to his channel for a giveaway. It's been over a year, and there's been no giveaway.
Right.
Trash.
Done. I'm so happy.
It's great. I can't wait to see it. Lots of guys are asking me what was in the box from last week, and I completely forgot about it, and I put all that stuff upstairs. So
so it obviously wasn't something you were crazy excited about.
I am crazy excited about it, but I had to remove it from the room to make space for finishing up the PC, which is now done, and then I completely forgot about it. So should I tell people what it is, or should I wait?
Do I know what it is?
I think you do.
Oh, yeah, I do remember. Okay.
Yep.
You might just wait on that one. I think that one's
Okay.
just going to be the reveal.
Hold off. That's a reveal for sure.
So,
Lone Star RC guy, thanks for the $4.99. So Josh's complaint about the name budget build off was the build off part. Seems like keeping budget in there is the least accurate part. That's a good point.
Gunner,
BK says, so
what's
go
going
upstairs.
on? Thank you, sir. Hope you were wearing your SBG Dremel shirt while dremeling those chassis, or did it end up in the trash? Where's the stash? No, it didn't end up in the trash.
You still have it?
Yes, I do, but I think it's in the laundry. It was in here because I had used it to show, but now I think I put it in the laundry.
And a lot of other people are also asking, where's the RC PC?
I haven't. Did I show you the?
Yeah, you showed
sides.
Yeah, you did. Where is it? Well, it's in the other room because Josh and I are actually pretty close to being done this project.
Yeah.
And those are nice looking sides. I said this when I saw those panels the first time. I said, you can really see the difference between the way in which we think through a build.
Yeah.
Like very rarely do I have like shiny, clean, smart looking graphics. Most of the time it's ugly. Purposefully ugly. Like weathered or teened or cruddy with intention. And Josh is always a lot more polished in the look usually.
Yeah, well, that's mainly because I don't have the ability to patina things in a way that I would purposefully do prior to being painting. So I'm just like clean.
You get on the horn and you're like, all right, just design me things that are pretty.
Yeah. Who painted those panels that someone's Mike Shay's asking? That's not paint. That is a wrap that I had done and then printed and pre-cut and then delivered to me. And then I applied them to the panels that I laser cut.
Did you use a squeegee thing to make sure there's no bubbles?
I used a rewards card from a local casino on.
Excellent.
But I do still have the window cleaner that I used.
Stabby Josh goes, I'm following along with Josh's build off. What do I do with all this extra stuff I bought?
Yeah, don't just go down the list of the description. That would not be the correct.
Right? Add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. No, let's watch this video. You didn't even use any of that stuff.
Brian Sherwood, did you get her retreads? No.
Oh, man, can you imagine?
Can you get retreads on regular size tires? I thought those were only big truck things.
That's a big truck. Matt Shark, speaking of ugly graphics, when are we going to get a restock on those SBG stickers? I don't do restocks usually. I just remake new ones to keep them fresh. So people who have already bought them want to buy them again.
Right.
That's called marketing. Brian Sherwood, yes, I have used the Traxxas paint. I did a video on it. I don't even have the Haas in the room with me, but I should show that off. That turned out pretty good.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? 1 second, I'll be right back. It's just over here, not too far.
Jesse still says, you buy 3 other SCX24s. Duh, Stabby Josh. Oh, we are going to have Moosejaw on later tonight, correct?
Yes.
Yes, for questions with Moosejaw.
Questions with Moosejaw. All right, here's
a game I don't think I've won yet, somehow.
No, you don't. I mean, you may have won one, but I think it was a win. Anyway, so this is the Haas. I used Traxxas's new paint and one of their Pro Graphics bodies, so it makes it super easy for beginners. You can still mask off areas, but all the black and sort of shaded areas, that's already done. It's screen printed on there, and then you just add color. And the paint went on really, really well. It's super high pressure cans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. More so than like any Tamiya can I've ever used.
Interesting. So does that mean that you can apply paint faster?
Whoa. Yeah. It comes out faster. and goes on smooth and dries the fastest I've ever seen.
Man, this is
It's
speaking
right
my
up
language.
it's right up your alley.
Oh, I'm actually kind of excited.
It's almost Josh proof.
Oh,
Blind Guy RC, which used to be Quack RC, thanks to the $5. Hey man, very cool build on the budget truck. At least you're sticking to the rules. Well, sort of.
I'm go back to the beginning of this afterwards, and you will find the farcity that is Matt's facade of budget followingness.
I'm just sticking it to you. That's all I'm doing. My viewers are fine with it. As evidenced by the number of views it's had. Yes. But yeah, great paint. It's pretty impressive stuff. I will definitely be using it again. I've got a couple more bodies that I've got in the pipeline for this is my no Lexan year.
Right. It's going well. I can tell.
It's going so well.
Yes.
So well.
Before moving on from the budget build entirely, one thing that I did realize afterwards is that I got rid of the serial number part of my
no.
So I think I've actually seen that you
could resell that.
Well, I think that I've seen that you can laser carbon fiber. So I may have to chuck this up in the laser and put my serial number back on.
That actually would be kind of cool. Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
That might be fun.
Josh smells on the other one. Spectre 71. Matt, next time you do a decal sheet, you need to print enough so that everyone can buy them before they go out of stock. Well, that would defeat marketing. The purpose of allowing them to go out of stock. There is a reason that happens. I probably could sell more. And in fact, I did up the amount from the last time. And still sold out of them.
Yep.
And that's the goal, though, is to always sell out. So I don't have a ton of stickers sitting around.
Blind Guy RC, thank you, sir. And that's Quack RC, is that correct?
Yeah, that's Quack RC. Changed his name.
Nicole is not going to be happy about this. She remembers all of these people. But yes. Name changes. I don't know how she's going to handle it. Yeah. Got pretty crafty this week. He says, I'm only playing, dude. The Betty is honestly looking badass. Just put a blower on the hood for scale.
I like the Carolina lean they use sort of.
That's been adjusted. I got the front end lowered down so that it doesn't do that anymore. Now it sits nice and level.
Good, because that did not look good.
Yeah. No, I noticed that too, especially in video. Because the way I was sitting, I just didn't notice it. And then I was just like, it was getting late. By the time I looked at it, I was like, I'm just going with it. So
yeah, exactly. That's why I put the wrong link in the description.
Right.
Very late.
I'm gonna start adding products to my own website with a price.
Custom carbon fiber rails, 12 cents. Yeah. Out of stock. Out of stock. Gunnerness, and thanks for the $1.99. I'll trade you some jerky for stickers next round. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
John Schultz. Hello, John Schultz. At least the stickers were in stock, unlike Vanquish stuff. LOL. It's not Josh. Well, it is Josh's fault, technically.
Some of it.
Gussie Banjos. Yeah, EVGA. Yes, it is EVGA. 100%.
What am I bringing to Pro by the Fire? Going. That is a great question, Ben.
Hopefully me stowed away in a suitcase.
Right. Well, the TRX 4000 is coming. And then probably my Pro, because that's kind of always just my favorite go-to. And maybe I'll try and figure out one more. I'm not 100% sure.
I've been toying, not that I need another RC here right now, because I've got a lot of those, but I've been toying with the idea of getting an Ultra, because that's like the only Origin, or that's the only VS410 that I don't have.
Right. So, yeah,
I don't need one, though. I also decided not to get a Wraith 1.9.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we had discussed that. I think that's if you're like me right now, the number of things is too damn high. No.
It's overwhelming. So overwhelming.
Yes, that totally, I fully agree with that. That is for sure. I'm happy with our current trajectory though. Budget build will not be, it's a short series, 8 weeks, which is short for us. Great news there.
Yeah. Nobody wants to listen to either of us for 18 weeks again.
Oh, 16. Thank you.
It's too
then
many.
I've got, Ben the Ripper. Yeah, I should bring the Ripper too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you got to bring the Ripper.
Also, Matt and I are both talking. We're hoping to film the RCPCs this weekend. So that truck is done. I got the panels applied. The only thing I needed to do, that's why I had it out there, the panels off tonight, was I was reattaching some magnets that I needed. And I had lost the previous stack too, but those had came and I got to rebuy those, which is great.
I love rebuying things.
I
love rebuying things and then finding them after I already bought them.
I'm waiting for that. Absolutely. I'm like,
there they are.
Yeah.
I did that with a Castle Mamba X and slate motor combo.
Oh.
I was like, I haven't put it in a truck, and I looked everywhere for it. I spent days looking for it. So then I ordered another one. Sure enough, there it was in the bed of a truck.
That I have been happy that I did some organization in here so that some of that stuff doesn't happen. But the problem is that when I have items that are specifically for something like this truck, then they don't necessarily just go into an inventory. I usually have a box. I usually have a box for a project. And unfortunately, the box for the RCPC was so massive with stuff that I didn't put some things in there because it would just get swallowed up by this enormous box.
There was a lot of box. There was a lot of volume for that project. Brian Sherwood says, Matt, I'll sell you an Ultra at a price that will make Josh cry. Tempting.
And he's close. So
is he? Is he in Canada?
No, but he's in the region closer to you. Mike, thank you. Love the way H is stroking his bed. H is stroking his. I don't know if I wasn't like petting it. Like,
you're always doing something.
I'm a fidgeter.
You're sticking your hand under it.
The car's too small. You can only get in a couple fingers.
Dude, oh God. Doing this. Just shaking it.
Second Betty.
Ooh, there was an RC YouTuber from a long time ago. I don't think he's doing it anymore. Squirrel RC,
OD.
Remember? Is that it was?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Squirrel OD. His name was Brian. I built him a truck.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, he would, like in the video, he'd be tapping the box.
Oh, really?
Tapping it, just giving a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
Now, he had a totally different style as far as videos went. He was not in the videos.
Ever.
Third person style, except he was in the video, but like from the neck down.
Yes.
It was way different.
Very different.
Also, I had talked to him quite a bit over time, and it was wild. He would shoot like his entire year worth of videos, get them done and edited and uploaded all at once, and then that was for the year.
Wow.
For the year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Robbie Bobster's saying, tell me about it. I'm deep into my Tamiya Mercedes-Benz Gigaspace and had to buy a second workbench. So many parts. Dude.
What is that? What thing?
That's a semi.
Oh.
They're
unfamiliar.
No, but it's a Tamiya semi truck. You built one. You know how. Never mind. The new ones, yours had like 5 pieces. It was like a 10-minute assembly. Mine was like a week.
I know.
Easily a week.
You were talking about
building.
You were like, I got like 40 hours in this thing. I was like, I built mine last night. It was
There was no frigging way that was happening. It was so many parts.
I could not understand what you were talking. I was like, I literally built mine last night. I started painting it even. It'll probably be done.
Yeah, because honestly, I think your body is one piece. Mine was like 80. Slow Don, thanks for the $1.99. Yep. Enjoy the live feeds, guys. We enjoy them too.
Slow Don, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Scale Custom Crawler, thanks for the Australian $5 reduce. Hemistorm, something on camera. I don't know what that means. Guessing banjos, but I do like Hemistorm.
Is it just me, or is this Dale C? Thank you. Is it just me, or is this week just a long Monday? Currently under the house, replacing more plumbing lines. That homeowner life came in tough. New homeowner over here, Dale C. Yeah, I remember some of those things.
Yeah. Never fun. John Schultz goes, what's a Tamiya?
What's a Tamiya?
That's how it's pronounced for realsies.
Yeah, when we had official Tamiya representative on the show. They schooled
Tony
us.
Phelan.
And I still said it 19 different ways during that stream with him on there. All except the correct way.
Yeah, it's not in your vocabulary. Tamiya.
Bryson has a interesting question here, Matt. Josh, what do you think? I assume he means, why do you think MST does not get much traction here? And I think that we both probably have feelings on that. Have you built many MSTs?
Yeah, I built 3.
Have you? Which ones did you build?
CMX.
The little guy. Yep.
CFX. And then I think there was a CFXW.
Right. So yes, that's the exact same experience that I have. Plus, I've built a drift car.
Cool.
And the difference between the drift car experience and the trail truck experience, I would say, is vast.
Vast.
Huge difference.
Huge.
Because the drift car was cool, and the engineering of it was quite nice, and I thought that the experience altogether was just, I thought, a pretty good time. Now the trail truck, I would say, is some of the furthest from adequate in so many ways.
Yeah, there's some things about them that are a little antiquated, and it's not so much the whole design, it's just bits and pieces of the design. Like I really am not a fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan of a planetary transmission. I don't like them. I don't like how big they are. I don't like the place they put it on their models. I hate the tiny bearings.
Oh, in the portals.
It's extremely frustrating to build that sort of stuff. What else? I mean, their Lexan bodies are nice, but the overall design is just a little bit, nah.
Yeah. Even if I could get past the planetary part, except the fact that, like you're saying, the placement, it puts the motor higher than
way
I think any other vehicle.
It's higher than anything else I've ever seen.
And it's because they still do servo on axle, and then they make sure that servo moves with the axle, and then that means that the motor is above that with how they have it put. It's ridiculous high. So basically that makes the whole transmission to transfer case useless, completely worthless. So you throw that out. You get rid of that. The chassis basically is nothing to write home about, because no 3-link support. It doesn't have chassis mounted servo support. Obviously, which ties into that. It's made for that whack drivetrain. So just why? There's nothing about it that sticks out beyond that. Then you get to the links, which are trash. They're like
I
they're the
barely
worst.
remember the link construction, but I don't think I liked it.
Their steering links on at least the CMX is two long molded rod ends with a set screw in the middle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember that.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And then their CVD drives in the axles are like a super stripped down design. They don't use a center pivot. They just use a pin through a machined end. There's just, like everything about it is just an inappropriate design for the genre and makes them useless.
Right. They're, to be fair, they are used quite a bit because they're not super expensive. And as a trail truck, like if you're just doing a scale build hard body and it's not going to be like a rock crawler or perform much, then it's totally fine.
And they do make
For
them so
some.
that you can drop them right one of the little Tamiya bodies right on.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you wanted a Wrangler that has a better chassis than the CC01, for example, or something a little more modern, then there you go.
At the same time, I want to counter the use of calling something a trail truck to excuse shit performance.
No. I'm not excusing it.
You do it
I'm
all
just
the
saying,
time.
I know, but because they're different markets. They're not the
Is
same
it though?
thing.
Like just
yeah,
because
they
you're
are.
on a trail, you don't want to be able to turn. Like I hate turning.
No.
Like, nah.
You misunderstand. You misunderstand what I'm saying. It's performance for some scale builders is not necessarily the first thing that comes to mind. And they're willing to make compromises in order to get something cheap that'll work for the body that they're putting it on. And if it means that it's just going to be basically a shelf queen or, just a ribbon winner, then that's totally fine.
I will give you that.
I have no problem
if you're
with
looking
that.
for cheap and easy. If you want cheap, you want it like, hey, this is going to drop this body right on it, and it's cheap. Perfect. Now,
Gets the job done.
Yeah, if you want to enjoy driving it, then
maybe look elsewhere.
yeah.
But, there are a lot of people in my end of the genre, which is more of the builders.
Yes.
The driving is almost tertiary. It's not even secondary. Sometimes it's not even a thing that they even really worry about. They just want to build it.
It's like those drift car or road car chassis that are just like wheels with like, what were those Tinker Toy things between them? It's just like this, it rolls around. Like,
rolls enough. Yeah. So there you go. Blue Dooley said, Josh has a fleet of three-wheeled vehicles. He cannot comment on performance. See, Craig Thompson just said 6 builds this year, haven't driven one yet.
I've done a lot more builds this year than I've driven them, but that's because I've been doing them on Fridays and then they just get like Lone Star RC guy. I missed one, by the way. Thank you, sir. Finally found a VS410 Pro in stock. Arrived Saturday. Yes, we got them back in stock on Monday. It was a very long Monday for us. Thanks for all the videos with recommendations and ideas. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
I do very much like the Pro. That is one of my favorite chassis ever. Yep. I have at least 2, maybe 3 of them now in various garb.
Yep. That's it's definitely the one that, like I said, I pick up and drive the most as well. Thinking about something fun with an Ultra here soon though, because
yeah, let's do a budget build.
It's 16 weeks, and every week it's just $50 because the whole thing was, if you just take it and divide it up, you can just pay for it $50.
Yeah, that should be our next challenge. $50 a week for 18 weeks, but we don't actually do anything. We just save up the money and then buy something at the end of the 18 weeks.
That's basically what this show. How about we just do? We're 77 weeks in on this one. Let's just divide it by 50.
Then we can buy something after that. How much money is that actually?
$350.
Oh man, that would get something really nice.
Bulldozers.
Yeah. All right. But you know what? We'll make a call first. See if we can, help us out. We're influencers.
I really liked this video of yours. Would you be?
Oh yeah, that guy. I forgot to respond to that email.
I responded.
Did you? Did you
Yep.
get a response?
I just responded yesterday.
Okay. All right.
I said, send me a bulldozer. Here's my address. Don't send another email.
I will not take no as an answer. I will only accept the bulldozer. The end.
The end. Thank you. Goodbye.
In conclusion, thank you.
That was not my approach.
You were like, what was your? I'm curious. Maybe we'll talk about this off camera, but I'm curious about what your approach would be to convince this company to send you something of that value.
I did not even attempt. Well, that's not totally true. I will read you my email later. It was
you know what
I had
would
fun
love
with
it if it was like if you had like a form email that you sent to all of these as a response, but it was always just dear insert company name here. Thank you for your email regarding the product that you promote. Like it's so generic.
just put everything in carrots too. Like you're interested. Thank you for the email with the.
Just it looks okay.
Yes.
Yeah. DK wants to know what's an RC or RC brand that's overlooked / underrated that we should check out. That's a great question because it's actually a great question for one reason specifically. I don't have anything from alcohol. I got nothing this week.
Really?
I got PC related stuff because I needed to make a few changes.
I have a few things that are like it's a somewhat unexciting week here as well. Yeah. Again, some stuff that I can't show just because it would ruin future weeks and things like that. But
that's why I'm not showing what Traxxas sent me last week.
Right. So
I guess I could show. Actually, that's not entire. No, those tires I got last.
We should actually answer this.
Let's answer that question though first. Yeah.
You have to go first because I'm trying to think of one.
Oh, an underappreciated brand, eh? Does it have to be a crawler?
That's what I was thinking. Does it even have to be full vehicles? Can be specific upgrades?
Yeah, or like a part or something.
I think we're gonna have to go kind of have to go with kind of aftermarket or something, just because like that's such a tough question, especially since. Wow. I'm gonna have to keep thinking about that.
I'm stumped on that one because most of the companies that I know of are, sort of the top tier or mid tier companies, and we already have a pretty good idea of them.
I will. I'm going to address this question, even though I normally wouldn't, or this comment. Injora is not. Injora is a drain on the RC industry. They're thieves in general, stealing. I won't get into it too much, but it's a terrible company and terrible for the industry. There you go. It's supporting them in general is terrible for the industry and the hobby.
I don't think you would have heard it here first either.
No. So, but yeah.
Craig Thompson suggested Rock Hobby. But
Rock
aren't
Hobby,
they just
FMS Rock Hobby?
Yeah. I was just going to say, aren't they just a rebrand of FMS?
I don't know. I don't know that kind of
for sure where the relationship sits on that one, but
I don't either. Because Rock Hobby's got the 1/6 scale Jeep,
and the 1/12 scale Jeep as well.
Right, which both are actually they're pretty cool in person.
They're pretty cute little trucks.
I mean, for what they were doing, that's
But I don't know. Like,
when you start getting into like little boutique brands, it's just like sometimes
Camtech.
Camtech. Underappreciated. Or how?
Super underappreciated.
Oh my god.
FMS is making a name for themselves. I mean, they are an OEM, so they make a lot of stuff for Horizon. They make a ton of planes. That's always been sort of their bag, and
Yeah.
they've just started getting into, like the more scale
If they
RC
if they
crawler stuff.
continue with the trajectory of like that little 1/12 scale that we both got, there will be some pretty interesting
I
products that they could release.
agree. If they could scale up and do something like this in ninth scale, I
I
mean,
know.
I think it would get pretty outrageously expensive. Because this is what, like 279
Yeah, it's
ish,
like 249 or something like that.
249 or something. But if they can scale up, I'd be pretty impressed.
I mean,
RC Model X, that's a good choice, actually. They do pretty great stuff.
I don't know much about them.
Loops. Yeah, they're sort of in this Fijan. No, not Fijan. They're sort of in the more scale end of things. They do some pretty great chassis. They're all handmade, and they're all very scale build sort of stuff.
Okay.
I've had some in the past. They do some pretty great stuff, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
That's a good
there's
one.
the brand like Loops that you've said who makes the injection molded bodies of the resin injection molding or
it's resin injection,
resin cast or something like that. Either way.
resin cast. But regardless, they are pretty spectacular. He has a full like 8x8 kit. It's 14th scale, so it fits in with all the semi truck stuff.
Curious if did you see that Tank 300 that I talked about in the news this week?
I don't watch that show.
Yeah, thank you. From Traction Hobby.
No, I don't remember that. I must have not been watching very closely.
It's an interesting model. It's hard to tell much of the detail. I don't. The only place I could find info on it at the time was just through like some of the Chinese websites, and a lot of the like specs about it it was images of like a brochure, so I couldn't translate the page. Right. So, and I didn't.
I'll have to watch that show again.
Yeah,
take a look. GCM, Dana Surratt, GCM is a good choice there. They do some pretty great stuff. Definitely underappreciated because I just think they have a hard time of getting their name out there. Their stuff is really nicely designed, well produced and made.
I think, and a part of it is that it's a specialty market.
And that's scale, a lot of accurate stuff.
Specifically for certain bodies or axle choices for. You got to have a vision of it. And I think that's where a lot of, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It's just they cater so well to people who know what they're trying to do and want to do it well. But that's not necessarily the majority.
No.
So, Scott O'Blander says Viterra.
Right, yes.
It is very,
well,
very,
I am
very unappreciated these
Viterra
days.
Fest. super underappreciated. I'm going to Viterra Fest later this year.
You're hosting it, I heard.
I'm hosting it, yeah.
In the upstairs.
Yep. Well, no, just right here.
By candlelight.
JR said, I don't have either, but RC Review talked about Cross and G-Made.
I would disagree.
I think not put
they
Cross in there. I think G-Made is probably more mechanically sound than Cross.
Yeah, but only maybe just like
I don't know. I
think those two are pretty properly Buffalo, appreciated.
You're mean. That Buffalo was not bad. It wasn't great, and there were a lot of things design wise that were similar to other trucks that we've already seen, but it wasn't bad. I think that like the 2-speed actually had a lot of range. So it would actually go fast, for one example. There were things about it that I thought were actually really good, and I mentioned that in the review.
Right.
And
I think that the big part about that is that like a ton of brands, it's all you can say things like Axial trucks out of the box, not always super durable. You have a lot of issues with an Axial out of the box. Depending on how you're driving it or how you're doing things, like You can have issues. No question about that. A Traxxas is absolutely a much more durable truck.
Absolutely.
However, even though the axial you may have issues with, the support behind it, not necessarily just aftermarket, but the support of the company this is because that we're both in North America.
Yes.
Now, in North America, the support of that brand is very good by that company. So if you buy that car, yes, the design of it is sufficient enough that you're going to have a good time. And then the future of it, you're going to be able to do whatever you like and have all kinds of options. The things with like Cross and G-Made is that the cars come out and maybe they go very similar with something like an SCX 10.2 or possibly 3 now, maybe. But so much of the rest of the ownership experience, you could be just completely left out to dry. And
support is going to be tough on some of those vehicles for sure.
Again, here in North America. So,
yes.
Cross and G-Made, I believe, both see much better support in other parts of the world. And I think that it's probably because of the difference of that experience in those places.
There are some you cannot even, they're like not specifically those two brands, but there are some brands out there that you can't even buy in North America.
Yeah.
Right? Like Absema. You can't easily get those here.
Exactly. Which is, that is a brand that I'm a bit intrigued about. I've
lost audio, apparently.
I've got you over here, so as you go. Just because I hear people who talk about that brand, or I see news about them, and I'll cover that. And I hear people who say that they had firsthand experience with it, and they couldn't have been more disappointed. And then I hear people who had it, and they're just like, this is a great truck. Now, that does not surprise me because I see how people respond with brands that I have personally had very poor experiences with. But
say that again. Which one?
Absema.
Oh, Absema, right.
So
I should be back now. I see the microphone working.
There you go. So yeah. Another good question here from Bryson. I noticed one of his before, and I see it again now. And I look down. While we're on the subject of businesses, what do you think of emerging companies? Is there any room in our market for new brands?
There's always room. There's always room because sometimes a company will see a very small hole in the market and exploit it. But up until 5 years ago, there was no, I'm still getting audio errors. There was no Traxxas crawler, right?
Right. Well, yeah, things like that. Sure. No Traxxas crawler. But now, granted, Traxxas was already a behemoth in the market. But at the same time, if you look at it in other ways, Novak was a monster in the RC world. And, there was Holmes Hobbies. Holmes Hobbies was nobody. He didn't exist as a company at that time. He was a guy who lived in Columbia and went to college. And then he started learning how to wind motors and things like that. So, yeah, Matt's audio issues are on his channel.
Yeah.
We do have him here fine.
I know. I've also lost picture too. So there's that as well.
Oh, well, this is fun.
It's going really good.
So, nothing is forever. You gotta look at all kinds of things. It's look at all, like Brazen Scale in here. Brett, good example. 5 years ago there wasn't any aftermarket crawler parts either. Had to make stuff by hand.
Right.
I can't remember when those years really started. 2007, 8 is kind of when that started to go and kind of climb up. But yeah, so there's always time because people are going to rise and people are going to fall.
There's lots of, and I think that's something that we have to remember is that you're only as good as your last release in this market.
Yeah.
And there's a really strong opportunity there for anybody who is enterprising and has some money behind them and wants to try to capture the imagination. Sometimes all it takes is something a little tiny bit different.
Yeah, there can be there's no like cap in the area, and especially because if a new company might come in with something so good that like there was only this many people in the market and there isn't really any room, but they come out with something that's so good that they bring in a huge chunk of people from over here to get it. So
right. BT, thanks for the $10 for some real Wi-Fi. Apparently, it's not the Wi-Fi, guys. It's actual technical problems today.
Yes.
So I'm still trying to fix it.
The good news is that your $15 webcam is still broadcasting fine over here.
That's great. That's all I care about, really. It looks like to me I'm getting it, but oh well, whatever. We're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. We do need to have Moosejaw on. We should get some questions.
Fire it up.
So, let me add Joe in, assuming that Joe's fine. Neither of us have really talked to him since we announced it on some other person's live stream yesterday. But
oh yeah, was that on mine?
Yeah, you're just like, we should have him. You're just on there.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the cam link. I don't even remember which gets the sound deadening. There. Can you still hear me? Do I sound good?
Do I sound good? Oh
man, oh boy, I think we broke it. Bringing Moosejaw in.
Oh really?
Hang on. It's okay.
There. Yeah, all right.
Thought it was still Jeff Johns for some reason.
Yeah, yours is definitely.
Stand by. Oh, we lost him.
Did you?
Yeah, your picture went away. There you go. You're back. All right.
I don't have him yet.
Oh, there.
Hold on a second.
I see the corner now.
Hold on, Moosejaw.
Hold him, William.
We could just have him like the Wizard of Oz guy.
I'm back to full fidelity.
Let's see.
You know what hi-fi means, right? It's the highest quality fidelity.
There we go. There's a Moosejaw.
There I am.
I have to.
You remember? You guys know what movie that was from?
Is that from Boogie Nights?
My quote. Yeah. Good one, Josh.
Josh. I mean, I don't know which one it's from.
People want to know what I'm drinking. This is the Ace Hill Lemon Cayenne Radler.
Who'd have guessed it?
What do you got there? Is that a Coors Banquet? Is that a Coors Banquet?
No, Shiner. Shinerbach.
Oh, Shinerbach. Yeah, we don't get that here.
I should.
Okay. I fixed it well enough.
All right.
People get to watch me drag things all around. But...
What's going on with Skype over there?
Sorry. Oh, Moosejaw's rattling the table is what he's doing. He's getting excited.
Okay. Come
on! Waste.
BT, thank you, sir. Thank God. The end of the mustache. Yeah, I shaved it right before the Scale News yesterday. Or no, before the Scale News Monday, whatever day that was. Wow. And, Ben threw this one in there. Thank you, Ben. What does Moosejaw drive these days? That's an interesting question.
It's so exciting.
It is exciting.
I have a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Sport. I'm ecstatic. It is a... What have I been waiting for? What a joy
it is.
Man, you've been missing out for so long.
Man is echoing. Sorry.
Oh, God.
There we go. I think I got it fixed.
And now, so we traded the BMW, and that used to... People on the highway hate BMWs and they want to box you in or race you.
Yep.
Now in a Jeep, it's Tacomas who want to race by me while I'm just minding my own business.
Toyota.
Because they think you're a typical Jeep driver.
I'm learning to be one.
Hate those Jeeps.
Oh, dang.
Hate Jeeps.
I know. I always pass.
Give me
So how many? But let me just
2 minutes.
Tell me right now. Joe. How many Punisher stickers have you added to your Jeep since you got it?
Zero.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I'm learning. Like I said, I'm learning.
Okay, well, get a couple Punisher stickers, put them
I'm
right on the
thinking,
front doors.
Yeah, I'm thinking the 1941 Mopar decal on the back. I kind of like that.
That's a good
and
one.
then put a Scale Builders Guild on the back's window, of course.
Absolutely necessary.
With the vinyl cutter, I might make my own, or I might buy Willys. I just like Willys.
Yeah, so you're gonna put that on the hood.
On the hood, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And then there is the Flying Tigers World War II emblem that goes just past the first fender. Whatever that.
Yeah.
And it'll call it good. Yeah, and that'll look good.
That's good. Yeah.
Not overdone, but tastefully. My wife wants me to put Moosejaw on the hood, but I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah, do it. I like it. I like that idea. Do you know about the rubber ducky thing? Because somebody put one on my Jeep, and I was like, "Who the hell put this on my truck?"
No idea what that is, but
it's a thing. People put the little rubber ducky on your truck if they like it.
Okay, I'll take that. So. And you're drinking what, a mimosa there?
Oh, I told you. I'm having a mimosa. I'm going to brunch after this.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. No, it's a lemon cayenne radler.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So it's a bit spicy.
All right. Let me yell over everybody. Hey, honey. Someone's at the door.
Is it Josh?
Did he bring wings? I hope so. So you can hear me.
So this is a really interesting show without Josh. It's actually much more civil and enjoyable. Thanks for letting me win tonight on all the questions.
You're welcome. Yeah, the winner's already been made. Someone knocked
on. Right on.
My wife's
like, the rubber ducks started in Canada. That's a Canadian thing. Interesting. And you've got the Jeep wave down, right?
I do it. Nobody's waved back yet.
Because you're driving a Gladiator.
No, they do it with Gladiators too.
Yeah, they do. I got one my first day. We were driving back home from the dealer, and this guy gave me a little peace sign. I'm like, sweet.
So, okay, there are multiple ways of doing it.
Okay, please enlighten me.
All right, I usually have my my right arm resting on the armrest because it's a perfect spot for that.
Right.
And I've got, the height is perfect, and then I've got my hand on top of the steering wheel. I'm driving one-handed because I'm in the city. I'm not going very fast. Right? And when somebody waves to me, I just do this.
3 fingers?
Cool. 3, 2, weirdo. Sometimes all 5.
2 or 1.
But just
you get 2 or 1, or a nod. Sometimes I'll nod. But we're in California,
Well, you don't. Yeah.
It's almost a sign of aggression to acknowledge another driver here.
Yeah.
True.
Ringo Bandito says he always waves with one.
Yeah.
He was number 1. He was number 1.
Yes, 93.
Chief, I'm sorry.
All right, so what did you have to do there? Did you have to give him dinner, or where'd you go?
Well, let's just.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I didn't properly prepare before the stream. Sorry for my unprofessionalism.
I can't. I wave with one finger to Toyotas. All right. What are you doing to us tonight, Joe?
Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to be on or not, and then, like I said, thank you for having me on. And just always who am I? Well, I'm Moosejaw. So I threw some things together. So let's start off with RC 4-wheel drive, the Marty McFly mobile.
The name is Martin McFly.
Yes.
Noob story today was pretty freaking amazing. P.S. Sorry. Turks and Jerps on Instagram. Go follow it and read his story from today. It was amazing.
Dr. Scott Brown.
I guess that was yesterday. Today it was, where we're going, we do need roads. We need gas. I need something to drink.
And
whatever it was hilarious.
When this truck hits 55 miles per hour, you will see that it is able to maintain that speed.
Oh, jeez. I look at it and it just reminds, because I graduated in '86 and every spoiled brat got one from their parents. Meanwhile, I'm driving a Pinto. So
Well,
I
not
I
too
bet
happy.
you that doesn't go 80.
I legitimately did have to look up when Back to the Future came up for the scale news. I thought it came out in the 90s. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is an 80. I was just like, 87 pickup. I was like, okay. So I guess it could have been like, yeah, a little bit in the previous. Like, that makes sense. No, came out in 85. Like, huh? I was like, I was 2 when that came out.
So what do you? Well, I guess you
What
guys
did
are
you
getting your
just
thoughts
say?
on it.
I was 2 when that movie came out.
It's terrible twos.
Listen.
He's
You
never
guys don't
done
have
that in
kids.
that
You don't know
face.
what terrible twos is.
Oh yeah, I deal with Josh every week. I know exactly what that is.
Ah, this cat.
He's making noise and trying to eat stuff on the floor.
Keep him away from the magnets.
I'm more worried about keeping him away from a lipo or something.
All right, Joe. Let's not
So-
waste any more precious
Yeah.
time.
So, what are your thoughts on the Marty McFlee whatever mobile?
I
mean-
found out some interesting things about it that I don't think are interesting.
Okay.
Go on.
First and foremost, that bumper, while it looks very cool, and they did a nice job recreating it in metal, where do you think it's mounted to?
Oh, is it mounted to the body?
Yes,
Oh boy.
No.
at least in the first run. And I think there is an option that they will supply you with a proper mount for the chest.
They didn't.
Yikes.
That's very RC four-wheel
Seems
drive.
like they were in a rush.
Like, let's release this. We'll fix it the next batch.
That's what Richard told me. I don't have.
Yeah.
I opted to not buy it because I do appreciate the back in time movie truck. It's I've got a TF2.
Yeah, and you fixed
Now,
it
do you-
already.
Would it be far-fetched that RC four-wheel drive made that with reaction to NECA, the action figure? They came out with Back to the Future, pretty good-looking scale drivers. Did that?
Yeah. And what size are those guys? Are they like a 7-inch or 8-inch?
I would say 7. I think. I don't think they're too tall.
A little small, but
6 to 7.
they'll probably fit in there just fine. Probably better than their current line of RC four-wheel branded drivers.
Just kind of curious on the timing.
Mike, Hammer, Crust.
Crust. Yeah.
What are their names?
Rick,
I can't remember
Mike.
their names. Rick, Mike, Cutter.
That sounds right.
They need a Chad. That's all. Chad.
Chad.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what do I think about it? I don't.
Yeah.
It's a good looking truck. They did a nice job with all the details. Why is my dog barking?
This show is on point
But
tonight.
yeah, so
I mean,
quality.
For me, I think that the body looks great. I like that
Come
they
here.
did a painted body. I think that the bumper detail,
Yes, I
the
agree.
bumper detail looks good.
Hi.
But then there's the fact that it's leaf springs, it's RTR of RC four-wheel drive quality, which means it comes with a nickel metal battery, and their radio, which is basically a noodle.
Their radio's not very
Yeah,
good.
no. So I think that truck would have been better as a roller or a kit even, but a roller probably best.
Finished body and accessories, maybe,
Sure.
to put on something else.
To put on a platform with more capability.
Oh, sorry, that's not exactly what I intended, but close enough. Yeah, I think that I actually, it would have been a nice opportunity for them to maybe and I'm, speculating. It would be great to see a new platform.
A Trailfinder 3. 2.5 at least. Or Trailfinder 2.2.
1.8.
That 2.2 might confuse people.
2.3. Let's skip 2.1 because it was going to be shit. So let's go to 2.3.
Crawler Baller, thanks for the $20. I like to call my Galande 2 the RC 4-wheel dump.
I like that you had to read that because he's...
I think that guy wins the question.
Oh, golly gee.
There's a new bumper sticker. All right.
I should write that down, actually.
You should. Well, I'm going to give this one to
Thank
Josh. You. Josh is in the lead for once.
For valid points.
No, I like it. And I think your comedic timing was on point.
I didn't really give much of an opinion. It's sort of like...
It is what it is.
It's like the midnight edition before it, just added a few extra features and a different body.
Yeah.
I'd still say Marlin. Marlin is still the best one.
I got that RC 4-wheel drive conversion kit for the Axial.
Yes.
And still in my garage, and slowly putting it together. But I don't know what to do with it. And I didn't realize it was a 12-inch wheelbase, not 12.3. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you put it on, Matt? What did you leaf spring convert with that?
I put it on the Ford, the Axial Ford
truck.
F100. The green one.
Huh.
Cage
Did
on the
not
back.
remember that.
I thought it was 12.3.
Maybe the Lloyd is. I put a Lloyd on top of it just to look. So maybe it's the Lloyd.
Lloyd's.
The Lloyd is 12.6 on one side and then 12.
All right, my faux pas. Should have known better. All right, cool. Well, that means there's still options out there for me. All right.
Yeah, you'll fix it.
All right. So let's go on to the Element Knight Rider. I gotta remember these names. Knight Runner.
The Knight Rider. That's something else.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's Element's best release to date, if I'm honest. Lots of great scaled details. I've gone and printed the Knight Customs interior, which adds a lot of detail to it. Changed out the front grille and changed my wheels and tires now. Those are some machetes. I added the inner fenders. Got an Artful Dodgers skid plate on there. There's actually a lot of really nice aftermarket stuff already coming out for this truck. I think the appeal for most people is how close it looks to a brand I won't mention, but it rhymes with Moyota. Moyota Makoma.
Another bumper sticker idea.
Yeah, definitely. If you, I do have a review on this truck. Obviously, it's an Element underneath with IFS, so it is designed
let me guess.
Primarily to be a
trail truck. There it is.
You will have a lot of fun on the trail, and I actually successfully rock crawled it a little bit. It's not that bad at rock crawling. It's very low, and with the 155s, it's not going to compete with anything else. but it's a great looking
MST
truck.
and the Knight Runner are going to go
MSTs,
head to head.
They're going to go head to head.
Trail truck shootout.
That's my next shootout video. Because that's what I'm known for here on the Skill Builders Guild.
Top 10 lists and shootouts.
But yeah, I think they nailed it. If I'm honest, I think partnering up with James Knight was a very smart thing to do, because having the infrastructure already to have all of those printed parts available on My Mini Factory or Shapeways, if you're feeling like Crawler Baller, maybe you've got money to burn, then you can make this really kitted out really nicely. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I think that there's no lie that it's the hands down best looking element that's ever been released. It's the first one that's had like a well detailed body, just like body lines in general. It's hands down the best looking one. Underneath, it is the same element chassis. Matt talked about all the things that he did to his. I think the biggest problem is that half of those things should have been included.
That's a very strong point. Inner fenders at this point definitely need to be included
It's
on
got
the
to be
truck.
by this point. I do like the longer wheelbase. The 12.8 I think is a great wheelbase, and I love to see Element like hitting that wheelbase more than once. This one is non-trailing arm, which is still great, or better. I mean, I think it's better for this one. I'm glad that they are showing that 12.8 is not just a trailing arm wheelbase. I think that hitting that over and over. The truck is not for me. I don't think there's any like big shocker in that. I don't like the Element IFS kit as far as performance goes, because trail trucking to me does not mean the same thing. But beyond that,
I've seen you drive. I know that.
I still like.
There's no doubt in my mind that this isn't for you.
9-point turns.
Most things shouldn't be.
9-point turns are not my jam. But beyond that, it's a great base. I just think that they really need to pick up the ball on what should be included in those kits compared to what its competitors have.
Here's a question for you. What would you rather have seen? Would you rather have seen the injection or rotocast rooftop tent and all of those elements included, or pass on that, have a Lexan interior and Lexan inner fenders?
The cat is attacking my leg. I'm sorry. I think that, yes, getting rid of some of those items that...
I think that yes is...
That getting rid of things like the rooftop tent and possibly even the bed rack, even though I think that's a great addition to that style of truck. I think that those things could have been eliminated and some basic inner fenders done. And the thing is like, yeah, I get that there's a tooling cost and things like that, but this isn't the only truck that those should be included on by now. So
no, for sure. That's a good point. I mean, they do offer Lexan inner fenders as a aftermarket add-on. Yeah, I think at this day and age, with everybody else going body clipless and inner fenders on everything and interiors in a lot of these trucks now, it's kind of like you got to start.
You got to step up. You got to step up
soon.
They haven't focused on a lot of that. It is their most expensive truck to date as well. It's over $400, $430, something like that now. So
$429 sounds right.
So you're getting up there now. You're starting to go head to head with some. You can get I don't know what trucks you can actually get with inner fenders. In all, a TRX4 Sport has inner fenders and it's 300 and something. Like,
but Sport doesn't have inner fenders.
Corrected. Then, is there? I guess is there any truck that's cheaper than them that has inner fenders? Maybe looking at it that way, it's a point that should be made.
Yeah, maybe not. G-Made Buffalo.
There you go. There's a win column. Red Cat Gen 8. There you go.
Yep. Yeah. Red Cat. Yep.
So,
and in fact,
do you want to tie yourself to Red Cat?
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the hill to die on.
Or like I said, push yourself.
Yeah,
above
exactly.
That. Push it. Yeah.
So.
Don't mean to offend if any of those company are.
Tony CCXRC just said, so take away Night Customs elements from the Night Runner
Night Customs
rig.
designed the body, and he still has a lot of his elements aren't even there. It's the ability plus that he designed it. Because you have to admit, the rooftop tent injection molded part is not exactly the part of the that's Night Customs stuff. No. The fact that you can buy and print the rest of his stuff and make it look awesome. Tony.
I mean, it is. design.
God, since he moved to Michigan, he's got so salty. You'd think living close to the ocean he would have been worse, but
Wait, what?
what? When he was in
Ocean?
when he lived
Well,
yeah, exactly.
he's East Coast at least. Close.
He was
All right, I'm thinking that's still a tie, but we're gonna have a tiebreaker for this question, and it just came up with it. So Element, now what? 2 years old now.
2 years old, yeah.
How do you rate their progress in the last 2 years compared to other companies that started in their first 2 years?
oh,
Ooh,
that's a really hard.
Tough questions.
That's a hard question.
It's not a hard question at all, actually. I don't know that any company that has popped up and then started making vehicles has progressed as fast as Element in 2 years. I think that would make it'd be really hard to find a parallel argument to say that they haven't. Because when Axial came out with the AX10, it came out in 2007, October-ish. The SCX10 didn't come out for maybe a couple of years, and
I think it was three years.
It was
after
right
that,
in there. I
think.
could check,
wow.
but there was nothing else in that time. They had a ready to run version with a locker in it. Like that was it.
Well, and then conversely, Traxxas came out with the TRX4. 5 years ago?
That's
now,
not the start of a company, though.
No. Fair, but it's another example. They haven't changed that design at all
Well, not true.
in that time.
If you're comparing that, I mean, they've got multiple. I mean, as far as like the axle, yeah. If you're talking about like they don't have
the chassis hasn't changed.
6x6, different chassis.
The chassis hasn't changed.
Element's chassis hasn't changed either.
They haven't. No, you are missing the point.
What is
of
the
this.
point?
No, it's lost on you. There's no point. Trying to explain to a 2-year-old. I would give them A for effort. Absolutely. I think there's been a few weird choices along the way, in an effort to sort of differentiate or create models. There's, I'd love to see by now a licensed option.
Yeah.
Some of their body choices were not
I would
great.
say, if anything, a lot of things feel rushed, and I would say it's some of the things. It's like, this is a great idea. You should look at it a little bit longer before sending it off and saying good to go.
Yeah, Chad here, True North RC has a really good point. Element was already an established.
It's cheating
within Team Associated, right? They were already a company, so I think the point I was trying to make was similar to that. Is that it doesn't matter. That's
they
a
were
good
both
point.
Introducing themselves into the crawling genre, I would say.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. There you go.
So, yeah, I think
well,
the biggest thing is I think a lot of the stuff just feels a little rushed.
Is it? Do you think rushed is fair, or do you think it's more of like a level of expertise and experience?
No, I think it's rushed. And Ben was asking, can you give some examples of rushed? I think that immediately the pan hard mount is the very first one. That was like any amount of testing should have started to show that pretty quickly. Even things like, the ring and pinion gears maybe pop a little too easy, and the chassis is a little flexy. Like, some of those things could have just been like, maybe some of those things I think you could have seen early enough on that it should have been able to be seen and then adjusted before you were like, this is finished. This cat is driving me insane tonight. Nicole is gone, by the way, everybody. And I am the one that is supposed to be giving attention. Oh my God. Where is he? Oh, he knocked over the light.
Whoa.
This.
Next are all those cars.
Jeremy Kilburn said, having the ability to cross-pollinate parts across various rigs to create your own is a win for Element. The only weak spot is ring and pinions.
That's it. Yeah, it's still tough to score this because I think
Yeah.
on points, and we're going to call it a tie. So one here, but one there, and the Josh keeps his lead. Though. He keeps his lead 2-1.
I almost feel like I'm throwing. This one, maybe.
Say it now. Sure.
That's good. Come on, all it takes is one. Let's see. So I did that. All right. So favorite new RC item release, not car, but item. It could be electronics, some part you think that's useful. New wheels, new tires.
Have you guys seen the Traxxas tracks?
What about these items exactly?
Not a full car, but some item part that you kind of caught your eye in the last month. How's that? Just 'cause I know
The last month?
or recent. How's that? Recent.
I've got mine.
Your favorite new, and I don't know how you win this, but we'll see how you make your argument for it.
All right, go ahead, Josh.
Because I'm such an expert.
I am going to say, specifically because, I mean, this is brand new. This was last week, and I even mentioned it a little bit earlier today. That Traction Hobbies Tank 300. And
I got to look at this thing. I got to know what you're talking
the reason
about.
is that, for one, it's 8th scale, which I do like some of these little bit larger ones. It's, Traction Hobby's not been a brand I've been like real hot on before, but this one's kind of cool. It's large scale, but it's full bodied, full coverage of everything. It's got all like the bells and whistles of locking, unlocking differentials and a 2-speed
thing.
But it also is an IFS that looks like a fairly proper and kind of like beefy IFS, but with locking and unlocking differentials, which I don't know that we've seen in our area other than like maybe a Traxxas Summit. The body is detailed and of an actual model. Granted, it's a Chinese manufactured and only available in China vehicle. I didn't even know Tank 300 or 300 Tank was an actual vehicle. But
sorry, my dog's at the slurping machine again. Phoebe.
I don't know.
While it's not the most crazy interesting vehicle, like it's an interesting approach. I like the large scale thing. I like that it was kind of more aimed at being a little bit more stockish, even though that wouldn't appear to be my style most of the time, but kind of interesting. I just complained about the IFS. Yes, Element, but this one actually looks like a kind of like a Losi Baja rig. It's got a long arm to it. Well done to the.
I need to point something out about this thing. I just looked at it. The undercarriage, if you look at the photo that's posted online, and maybe this is a function of this model in China, but the track width in the front is narrower than it is in the rear.
Maybe
by a substantial
maybe that's
margin.
just
it's almost three-wheeler.
Camera perspective. Maybe that's why I love it.
It's
is it really
weird looking?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tony says,
Look at the
would
photos.
It be a trailer?
Yeah, is that a trail truck? Because my interest has been piqued. I don't know. I'm not sure why Josh is so enamored with everything that he hates.
Because I'm sometimes interested.
It's a hard body.
Is it a hard body? Because look inside of look inside the front A-pillar, like from some of those side ones. It looks like a Lexan body. Like I said hard body in the news and I cut it out because I couldn't 100% say for sure.
It looks like a hard body. Just you can tell by the window.
I thought so as well, but if you look, like
Windshield. You can definitely. I think it's a hard
I don't
body.
think it is.
I'll have to check later. I have no idea.
Orange one doesn't look like a hard
That's the
body,
orange one's the
though.
one I was talking about. Yes, sorry.
The black one looks like it's a hard body.
Okay. Yeah,
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Do we have these at RC Country?
No.
They're hard to get
No.
in the U.S.
You think it's forced perspective, Stabby Josh? I think it's
That's
just
what Ben's saying
weird.
too.
Well, I hope so.
So
Looks like it would do well on a 1/8 scale trail, says Tony. Who knows, man? I feel like Josh is going to get one
I
regardless.
don't know.
Well, you haven't mentioned yours yet, so we'll see.
I meant in terms of I think he's going to get one.
Oh,
of
he's
those.
gonna get one of those. Well, of course he is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look at him right now. He's like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
let's
dear
get-
dear-
computer.
blank. Dear insert company name here. I saw your latest release of RC car.
RC simulation vehicle, like as they say, as the
I-
translations say on all the Chinese websites.
And as I am quite the North American influence, he's liking it because his Banggood rep already told him it's on the way. RC Fun gave me a good idea, but I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. Maybe I'm looking around the room like I've got something in here that's gonna, well, maybe light or
Rick, are you just saying things around the room? I love lamp.
smoke detector.
I think I would win that.
Yeah, no kidding. we should bring that up after Matt comes up with a poor answer.
I'm gonna go with Traxxas paint. I think that's actually kind of interesting to see. Probably a long time coming, and the quality of it is pretty great too. And it's also something Josh will never be able to use. So, for people like Moosejaw, who paints everything Josh buys, it's going to be really handy. It sprays really well, lots of pressure in the cans, tons of different colors to do some pretty cool effects. It's nice to see some competition because those cans are larger and you will be able to get more coverage. So when Josh sends you 3 bodies, you'll only need to buy 1 can.
One color.
5.
Or paint all of it in one can and make it a hard body.
The great news is, Joe, is that there's at least 2 different kinds of orange.
This is true. So it's like a transparent or
There's one called Josh Orange, and then there's also fluorescent orange too.
One is
Yeah.
the same color as they call that orange Bronco behind him. But no.
No, that's not.
Yeah, you know what you should
Wait,
do?
It is orange.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what? You should take their oranges, and then
like
you should
camel
take their yellow and hold it up to that Bronco. And let's just take a guess of which one's a little bit closer.
yeah.
What's that one on the right?
Yellow. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, it looks a little shiny.
What's that one?
Oh, how about
What's
that?
it called?
That's Summit.
Oh, weird.
I
Looks about the same.
That's Max Orange. It doesn't look anything like
It
this.
does on this side.
Well, you're not. That's incorrect.
Just saying.
It's bright yellow.
Maybe it's the quality of your
Yeah, like-
webcam on this side, but
Drink is closer.
It's mimosa.
It's closer.
and I'm sure that's some sort of fermented orange in that drink, so you're probably right.
No, it's not. It's lemonade.
Lemons? What
Cayenne.
color would you say a lemon is, Matt?
It's got cayenne pepper in it. Josh
Well,
is not just color blind. Josh is color challenged.
Color deaf.
Well, I'm going to give this to Josh, only because there at RC Country, we believe that the Traxxas paints is actually old Duratrax or of some other brand, and we've been hearing that there is actually low pressure in the big cans. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people are criticizing that.
Okay.
So,
Well, I've used it. So
I wonder if they're
I know I got a can too. I got a can too.
they're sending the hopped up ones to the media guys. They put a few extra PSI in that one before they send it out the door. It's like the Silicon Lottery in the tech world.
Yeah.
They send the boosted chips to the tech guys.
But who knows? I will say, if Trax is listening, I could be
Right.
wrong. All right.
They probably are, Joe, and I've watched that Traxxas account dry right up in old RC Country.
Oh, that would not happen. We stocked up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're stocked.
I was in there yesterday buying plastic and aluminum.
Yeah.
Air's thinner up north, therefore more pressure in the cans.
Yeah, who knows? All right.
Congratulations on your first win, Josh.
We're not done yet.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we're close. I'm not saying I got it.
There's only
Yeah.
one left.
So the double.
No, there's two. There's
Oh,
two.
okay.
Please describe your co-host's definition of creative math, especially with all this budget builds.
I'm gonna allow Matt to go first.
One word. Audition.
I think I have a
Clown.
single word for Matt's as well. Substitution. Like, let's just use this price. Like, right.
Damn, you made it both.
That's what she
But
said.
I mean, well, yeah. Kudos to both of you saying one word. And both kind of on point. So we're gonna say tie.
All
Let's
right.
say tie. We still have.
Congratulations.
I got maybe two more if you're up for it.
Yeah,
If you're up
always.
for it, I'll be fine.
Always.
Okay. Now this is for me. Now a Jeep owner. The Wave, we already discussed it, but do all Jeep models and drivers of those, does it warrant a Wave? I mean, if I see a Compass,
No.
or if I see my nephew in his
Oh
Liberty,
God, no. No. Whoa, what are you
It
saying?
is.
No.
Oh.
It
CJ
is
or
only-
Wrangler only.
or Fiats.
CJ or Wrangler only. Only.
Yeah, CJ or Wrangler only. You can't
Okay.
wave it like a Grand Cherokee.
Or like an XJ. Like you see Schultz,
Or
you
a
see
regular
Schultz
Cherokee.
driving down the road. Just look the other way.
Don't wave to that guy.
No, I would actually turn around. When we were at Axial Fest, we had one of those Renegades as our rental.
I remember that you came to
and
the
we were
shop in
waving
that.
at everyone.
You came to the shop.
What's? Yeah. We're like aggressively waving. We're the Jeep. We're Jeeping.
We're all Jeep. We're like, you know.
Yeah.
Now I think Jeep Wave
I thought the
works
question
with
was gonna be
XJ.
Jeep Wave.
if you're driving an XJ.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought you were going to be like as specific as like if you're driving a Rubicon, do you still Jeep Wave at sports or Saharas? But
True.
I would not be that selective.
That's
a
a hard one. Like you're looking, it's like, is that a painted fender Rubicon or is it?
yeah.
Now
Does it have?
here-
Yeah.
ooh.
Is this just a city Rubicon?
here's the here's the
go
question though, Matt. Do you snub an angry eye?
Oh, I would not wave it.
Okay. If-
wave at him angrily.
Like,
I just do this face when I like,
yeah.
right.
Why so serious?
So mad.
Probably-
Tony, I already answered that question earlier. I have my one hand up, and sometimes it's dependent on how engaged I am. That's how many fingers I put up.
Yeah, and Josh, what's your wave?
1 or 2 fingers or a nod.
The aloof
Okay.
nod.
Some because
I just
Wait, is it? Do you nod up or down? Is it one of these,
up.
or is it
Up.
one of these?
Yeah, it's up.
See, that's a little more aggressive. I don't know if I like that.
that guy all right? I don't know. I keep wondering. Okay, so with the Jeep Wave, I wonder like if people like me didn't know the rule, and like Jeep Compass drivers are like, why is everybody waving at me? Or
Nobody is waving at a Jeep Compass
no,
unless it's to let them know it's on fire.
Stop.
Slow down.
Oh,
or maybe the Jeep Renegades wave to the
I have
kiosks.
one here. Unibody wheeler who's local to me. It says, I wheel an XJ, obviously, because Unibody Wheeler is his name. He says, I don't wave at Wranglers unless it's obviously wheeled. Otherwise, it's probably a soccer mom driving a stalker.
Vidjo asked if we were in that Renegade when that what thing happened. Remember the man who was waving the flag for the bike race at Donner? Richard and I, like, he's like waving and like got a flag, and we slow down and we pull over, and I roll the window down, and he looks at me and he goes, "What?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what? You didn't wave us down? You didn't make it? All right, whatever."
Well, now I know. Now I know. I could be selective.
You don't have to wave at every single Jeep.
That guy's really friendly. And his angry eyes. Gee, hi. No, I don't have angry eyes. I'm not gonna get that.
Please don't do that.
No, I won't. I will not. That's a rule. I got nothing. That's about it. The winner tonight is Josh, and so this is my 7th time on here.
What?
And that would be the tally of 5 to Matt, 2 to Josh.
Damn.
Don't call it a
Destroying.
comeback. Don't call it a comeback.
I missed a couple of chats while we were in the midst of this heated
Yeah, I
debate.
did too. Psycho 13 in Garage. Thanks for the
Isogen.
Lightroom Live. We will
You're
miss
the cat dad now. Gene Masters, haven't seen you in a while. Great to see my favorite pair of ladies,
Hey, Gene.
SBG and HD, after being MIA. Loving the SCX24 content. Cheers from Busy Down Under. Good to see you again, Gene. And Perry
nice.
G. Just figured out the most underrated RC, the Venom Creeper. Selectable lockers and dig all the way back in 2008 till the factory burned down, that is.
Somebody
That
came into
is-
RC Country wondering if we had parts for that last weekend.
No
I'm like,
kidding.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was
I don't,
What
'cause
is Creeper?
that was the oddest
Yeah.
vehicle. I mean, it was an AX10 in so many ways, but it had a transmission the size of a soda can. Amazing. Perry G. Good call.
Stabby Josh just said, do Jeep drivers wave at Gladiator drivers, and do they give them directions because they are most likely lost and looking for the old country buffet?
Oh, really? I'll have to get mine dirty because it's white. Because everybody's gonna just say, "Oh, that's a mall crawler."
I washed mine yesterday.
Looking forward to taking it out
Nice.
somewhere. I don't know
There's
yet.
some fire road. It's the way to go.
Fire
Yeah.
roads.
Well, all roads out here right now, Joe. But
Yeah. I know, and I will say, because any firefighters and family members and friends in South Lake Tahoe, I used to live in Tahoe, and I hope I don't. I'm one of my probably the house it's getting kind of close. I mean, even my father, history with Tahoe in the airport, and I just hope everybody's safe.
Yeah,
And
best of luck
hope-
to anybody up there.
I really hope Aaron Hagar, son of Sammy Hagar, I hope he gets his car collection out of there too.
What?
He's in the area, yeah, and he has an amazing collection that trying to get out of there.
It's crazy
scary.
right now. It's not
Yeah.
that far from Joe and I. Joe and I don't live all that far away from each other. And yeah, it's what is it from us? 25 minutes, Joe?
Yeah,
So
about that.
wha-
On a good day, yeah. But it's just crazy. It's crazy. But again, I don't want to get on a downer, but yeah.
But
Thoughts
best of luck to anybody
good
affected.
vibes for us.
And
Yes,
any
for
firefighters
sure.
who are
Be
up there
safe.
doing their job.
Yeah, the picture, I don't know, on my Instagram with the VS410.
Yeah.
And you see, I think that's on fire, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's all.
The area that I go, I like
shredded.
to go crawl so often. I shot like the Gatekeeper video there. I've shot a VS410 video there. We shot part of the Ultra. The box cover of the Ultra it's all at Silver Lake or in that area. Kind of an area we always called the amphitheater. It's either on fire or it's right at the edge. Yeah. I mean, I crawl up that area a lot. It's such beautiful country, and it's all in.
Yeah.
Crawl for a Cure is right up that way. It's
Very brutal.
it's at risk. So, but
Yeah.
Anyway, crazy stuff.
That's
Before you
fire
go,
season.
Joe, what's going to be your first modification to the Jeep?
I thinking probably the front bumper because the wife actually suggested that. And then I would like to look in suspension because like anytime there's a video game and you modify your car in a video game, I always go with suspension. So.
What you should actually consider is just taking it back to where you bought it and getting a real Jeep.
But
Doesn't have
it was
that useless truck bed on the back.
it was the Toyota dealership actually.
Well, then
And
you
they-
should definitely
they-
get yourself a
And
real
they don't
truck.
want to see us again because we found out that the BMW, the wheels, the aftermarket wheels and tires, were illegal in California.
Doesn't surprise me.
We didn't know. We bought it that way, and they was like, "Do you have the stock ones?" Like, nope.
Stock
And-
ones. Caveat
now-
emptor. Click.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was my. Yeah. And so now they have to get stock ones, and now they lost money on it, so they're gonna have to auction it off.
BMW parts are cheap. Don't worry.
Brutal.
Yeah.
They're in plentiful. Those 6 Series. They got tons of
Oh,
parts
yeah.
sitting
Yeah.
around.
And I will say, Josh is getting there.
Hey, look at that.
Cute. I saw that on the Instagram.
Was it on Instagram?
Yeah, I decided to put it on.
Real friends are.
I wasn't. Was it on
track of
today,
this stuff.
or was it on your stories?
No, I put it as a post this morning, I think, or yesterday morning. Can't remember.
Yeah, good question. Dana Surratt had asked, "How are wheels illegal? These ones were probably 2 round."
That's the $1 million question. I think maybe dealers such as Toyota maybe have certain regulations of selling used cars with some aftermarket stuff. I don't know.
Don't worry. It's
My wife
it's California.
found tires
There's
online.
always
Yeah.
there's always some rule.
Yeah, there was. I mean, these were big tires, very low profile, wide, and though, like I said, my wife found tires for them. She could have bought them, but we don't have to spend $4,000 on that now, so I'm glad. So,
Yikes, that's expensive.
yeah, I'm glad we're out of it,
Yeah,
and she's happy too.
that's amazing. Glad she likes the.
Well, she hasn't driven it. She hasn't driven it yet. She wants to.
You've
Yeah,
been,
Rebecca loves the Jeep now. She was
Yeah.
afraid of it at first, but now she loves
Nicole
driving
just
it.
drove mine
Yeah.
to Wyoming. She
Yeah,
did great,
that's where I want to go with mine.
right?
I
What's
wanna
up?
go to Wyoming. Not to work. Except I have to say, when I leave the school and I see the parking lot,
Hmm.
I just look at the Gladiator. I'm like, oh yeah.
It is nice to enjoy looking at your vehicle.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mr. So-and-so math teacher is driving a Nissan Leaf.
Ah.
Whatever.
Wah, wah. I just so you guys know, I did decide against the 4xe.
Did you fully?
Not because I didn't love it. I've fully decided against it. I've decided to keep what I have because I love it exactly the way it is, and I'm paying it off. So, despite how much they wanted to offer me, I still would have been in for more for longer. And this is the correct financial decision. Plus, now I can get bigger tires and I can put a lift on it.
Make sure it's
You're
legal.
We don't have stupid rules.
I figured you guys did.
I know.
But
Well, we have some stupid rules, but that's not one of them.
Joe, as always, much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Especially
Thanks,
when
guys,
I win.
and, we'll talk.
Right. That's always
For the
goal.
first time.
That's always the goal. In a long time.
Matt, are you aware you're sharing
Thanks
your
again,
screen
guys.
with me? So
Am I what?
you're sharing your screen. Maybe that's why
Am I?
your
He's a sheriff.
maybe that's why your system wasn't working all that well.
I didn't know I was. That's weird. Why am I doing that? How do I change
don't
that?
know.
I don't know.
It's so bizarre.
Press a
I
button.
wasn't doing that before. I don't even know how to turn
You've
that
been
off.
doing that for a while, but
I know, but I didn't know that I was. It says share screen, but I don't want to.
all right.
Stop
Joe,
sharing.
thank you very
Stop
much.
sharing.
Talk to you
Thanks.
soon.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, Joe. See you later, buddy.
Later.
Heck of a guy. Fella.
And I won for the first time in 6 months.
I hope you're very proud of yourself.
I get to wear the jacket this week.
The green jacket.
The green jacket. Green jacket, gold jacket, who gives it?
Who gives a shit? That's a classic, man.
That is a so many good
Ah.
lines from that.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that again.
Yes. Well,
Probably
We didn't
as
have
good
much-
a place as any. Yeah,
I know.
don't
We didn't
much
have
else
any
to talk
we didn't have
about.
a good mail call at all. I got
No.
I did have some things I thought, but maybe I can put those away.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't really get anything. Most of the stuff I got is for the build off, and I'm not going to show you. And the other stuff I got was all PC related. So
price check on aisle 6. Like they're gonna $50.
brilliant.
Brilliant.
I mean, hey, if I had decided to go the other route, it still would have been under budget.
Mhm.
Still would have had the money. So maybe for next week we'll figure that out.
yes. Oh, I'm looking forward to next week as well.
My truck will actually drive next week.
Really?
Yes,
Mine
maybe without a body, but
my motor
you
isn't
just smelling.
Yeah, my motor, it's not been smelling super hot the last week or so.
Mhm.
I've only been driving it inside, but that's even harder on it usually. If you're
You've only
especially
been
on
driving
carpet.
it on carpet.
Yeah. With
I only
with-
drove it on the grass once.
right with overdrive gears, and that is not a recipe for a happy motor. Let alone these
No.
SCX24 motors are not that good.
What?
What? This is brand new information.
Didn't
So,
know that.
yeah, but
True North just said, after this, I get to watch this week's budget build off. Stares at Josh.
go back to the beginning of this episode, watch the first 10 minutes, and then go watch the videos.
You didn't mention the other thing though about the fact that it was only 43 cents for the part.
I mean, counting filament, like,
Yeah, it was 43 cents if you count the filament. I did put it up on Shapeways though, so if you were interested in buying one already pre-made,
how much is
no
it?
mark,
How much?
$5.
$5. Okay, fair. It's going to be like $15 in shipping and processing from them, but
That's
not our problem. That's not our problem. That's not part of the
That's
rules.
not part of the
Listen,
rules.
we just follow the rules here.
Rules.
That is some of the things like we should quickly before we wrap this up.
Yes, Moosejaw, I did round up the dollar. I did round up to the dollar, so I actually have 2 cents. I have 2 cents more.
You rounded up your tally?
Yeah.
Rounding? I'll start rounding too.
I rounded up. Rounded up. Not down.
So, reading in some of the comments, a lot of times people are just like, you probably have like a radio laying around that you could use as like a free. I'm just like,
that's not how this works.
Like that's a big part. Like we understand that is a possibility.
Absolutely.
If we could just use whatever we had laying around.
I spent no money ever.
Yeah.
Because technically, I bought most of these parts before this budget build-up even started.
Yeah, like 6 months ago. I forgot about. Honestly, this has been such a fun project because I was going through the box of parts I had for this. And I went, look at this! This is awesome! It's like I totally forgot I got this 6 months ago. Like, okay.
Oh, RC Fun said his fiance and him are doing a Tamiya build-off against each other. That sounds kind of fun. That your wife is, or future wife is, maybe, well, she's your future wife now. She might not be after she realizes what whole of RC is all about.
Top tip for Tamiya. For Tamiya builds, have Moosejaw paint them. No.
Have JIS bits too.
I still don't own that somehow.
All the things, Josh.
I know. Of all the things in my stupid box of tools. You know, I've got frame rails and screwdrivers and
extra deadbolts, whatever.
Doesn't count. It's for a different truck.
She has 10 of her own. That's amazing. That's really cool.
That's dangerous, really.
Has she seen flying cars? Wait a minute. Is this a real life flying cars situation? Did she work at the hobby shop?
Did you have a different girlfriend first? Is this the continuation?
It's Flying Cars 2 Electric Boogaloo. True North RC said, wait, you pre-bought parts? That's the biggest cheat. Budget building has to be currently be obtained. Hey, you can buy all this stuff right now.
Hey, I mean, you can buy it. It doesn't have to necessarily be available. You just have to find a link for it somewhere. Okay.
Or maybe even not the real link.
Yeah, just like, this looks similar.
This is sort of, it's got the same words in the description.
It's got most of the words.
She works at a sports store. So like a sporting goods store. I think that's close enough. Do they have RC stuff? Is there a drone perhaps?
Yeah. It's the same story.
It's exactly the same
Did
story.
someone come talk to you a little while ago and try and write some notes down? Like, okay.
Did they make you sign a release?
You ever tried to jump a house or a shed? Anything that they could have stretched into that.
Did John Schultz in some way or form coach you on driving an RC8?
Do you wear a tie?
Do you work in the film industry? Loosely.
He was a receptionist, I think, at a film place. No. At least he was sitting at the receptionist desk.
He was at the receptionist desk. That is true. JR said, hey, Matt, I will send you a price gun. You can make up your own prices like Josh does.
I do just point at things and be like, this costs $5.59. I didn't show it. You just had to believe me.
No, he drives an 18-wheeler.
It's going to be hard to spin this into the same story.
Yeah. Oh, do you carry plywood? do you pick up plywood off job sites in your 18-wheeler?
Yes. I'm really thinking that this price gun thing's a good idea. I can just get whatever I want printed on the top.
I think it's more like I'm just going to make up a website.
This is my idea.
Oh, sort of. Wait a minute. where did comp stance come from? Whose idea was that one?
You still don't know that this is a true story. I'm pretty sure that.
No, it seems like you're really like you're kind of dodging this one.
I don't. That's because
It's interesting to me that after we have our little chat about comp stance and I mentioned hashtag comp stance that
Did
somehow
you mention the
appears,
hashtag? I'm. This is what I have to find.
I'm pretty sure I did, and I think it comes to be on a Vanquish branded product.
Hey, I'll tell you the truth. It wasn't my idea.
With a logo that I will say arguably is not great.
It's not great. For one, good. It wasn't even my idea to put it on something. It was done and executed by other people, and I was like, I like it. Boom.
Did Brandon do that?
Brandon did it.
Huh? Brandon did it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll expect my royalty check. In the form of a Vanquish VS410 Ultra.
Yeah, it's gonna be that, except that it's just gonna be a different product with a different price, and then it's just gonna substitute that in.
Yeah, I got this on rccarparts.com. $8.99. Travis Gilmore says, I remember the chair squeaking with the comp stances the evening it was invented.
Oh, I remember when you acted it out as we were discussing it. I just don't know that you were the one that initiated it.
The way you say that.
It's because I'm usually so certain of everything. I've never been wrong, so I don't want to like commit to it without like... It's a kind of a CYA thing.
You've never been wrong.
Right. That's why I'm not so certain on how I'm saying it.
It's just the terms, like the intonation, the tone of your voice is the same tone that you use when you claim that you don't cheat on these things. So it's hard for me to differentiate between you lying and you genuinely not remembering.
See,
even the face you're making right now is the same face you make when you're trying to like worm your way out of something.
Worm my way.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but
everyone's going to the archives.
Dude,
For the record, again, I don't really care. It's not like they can have their little hat.
What shoes was he wearing when he put his shoe on the chair? Slippers? Plaid house shoes. Like a crazy person. That's when we talked about his sleeping hat with the ball at the end.
Right, and the long dress, the sleeping dress.
Yeah.
Guilty, guilty, guilty. Josh has a horrible poker face. It's true.
Or do I?
Yes. It's so good.
I'm such a fidgeter that I don't believe I'm great at poker.
But no. I mean,
taller, like
dough. Yeah. Scaled Custom Crawler wants to ask a question. What turn would you run in a brushed motor, and what turn would you run in a brushless motor? I don't like using turns for brushless motors, but turn for a brushed motor again is getting harder because of like
what
5-slot motors. And
what vehicle are we discussing? Just a trail truck, or
for crawling?
Let's use an SCX 10-2, for example.
I would go 35 turn in a standard motor. I'd probably go maybe 21 turn in a 5-slot, or 16 turn in a 5-slot.
16.
And then for KVs, I would go 3600 or 2600.
There you go. Somewhere seems almost consistent. My suggestions, I like 27 turn 3-slot brush motors, kind of standard. A little bit more wheel speed than a 35 turn. Torque is almost the same. I'm a little bit happier with a 27 turn. 13 turn would be roughly the equivalent for a 5-slot brush motor. And then for brushless, 2700 kV is kind of my sweet spot now. And because that's generally a motor that's great on 3S and fantastic on 4S. So there you go.
Ditto.
All of the brushed motors, those are 3S suggestions.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Perry G, he says, it's in quotes, 21 turn in a 5 slot. And then it says ... Josh stares intently. 16?
I know. I felt like that was a bit high. Still, Travis Gilmore just said, still not as good as the jumping on someone else's live while in bed in his boxers. Agreed. My finest moment. To complain about a movie.
that The Dark Knight was clearly the best Batman ever created.
I don't think that's what you said.
Yes,
The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
I thought you thought the original Batman was better.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Dark Knight's the best one.
Okay. You definitely disagreed with something. You probably I don't know why.
Joker. It was
Heath Ledger's the best Joker.
That. Yeah, he is.
I don't know what you were disagreeing about then. We're gonna have to go back and find that episode.
Back to the tape. I think it was that Nicole thought that Jared Leto was
she
the
does
best Joker.
like Jared Leto.
Oof. Barf. That's for another episode. I'll come back on Friday night and we can yell about that one. All right, folks. Let's end this one. Thank you very much for watching. Again, a lovely show.
Thank. Let's see. Hold on just a second so I can.
This argument confirms Matt and Josh are a couple. They don't remember what they argue about.
Let's see. Dale C, Lone Star RC Guide, BT Scale Crawler, Fab Shop, Gray Matter, Fab, Isogen, Gene Masters, Perry G, Gene Masters. And there was one other one that I cannot read because something is covering it. Go for it, Matt.
Sam's Garage, Cody Oscar David, RC Dave Charged Up, Lone Star RC Guide, Blind Guy RC, Gunnar Nissen, Slow Don, Scale Custom Crawler, BT, Gunnar Nissen, Crawler Baller, and Psycho 13 Garage. Thanks, guys.
Slow Don was that one I couldn't see, and I know Gunnar was on here. Maybe for some reason they're not all popping up. Also,
maybe he requested a refund.
Right. And anybody else who I missed by possibly it not loading for me. So,
yeah. What are you watching? What are you doing on Friday night?
Possibly that Civic that Moosejaw was showing. It'd be my first ever front wheel drive car.
Oh, nice! You're going to be really disappointed.
Or it could be the Axial EXO, but may have to
right. What happened with that? I saw a screenshot about that being the thing you were going to do.
I got home last Friday with minutes to spare and came in the house and I left the EXO at the office.
Amazing.
I know.
Harley Designs, everybody.
The pinnacle of preparedness. You're all great. Much appreciated. I hope you have
thanks, everybody.
a great rest of the week. We'll see you Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.
Later.
Have a great evening. Love you. Bye.